Hello, folks. This is Mark with InHereTheyCome.com. We're going to review some trends in the Grade 1 Pacific Classic today. It's coming up on Saturday, which is a Breeders' Cup Winning Your In Challenge Series for the $6 million Classic Division. And we're going to look at the impact Pacific Classic winners has had in the Classic Division in the 30 years of the Pacific Classic. This is the field. It's a decent field of 9 runners for this year's Pacific Classic, and we've got Todd Pletcher sending in an East Coast-based runner with Joel Rosario riding, and that's in Dr. Post. And just showing you everyone here and what their odds, morning line odds are. The Express Train is the Slate morning line favorite at 3-1, followed by Royal Ship at 7-2. And then Dr. Post at 4-1. As you can see here, we're also showing their previous race finish position. 3 of the 9 won their most recent race. And we got a second, a third, 2 seconds and 2/3 in there. And then we're also showing what their current year race record is there. Looks like Tis a Magician for Richard Mandela. Won his last race, 6 races this year, 3 wins and 2 seconds. Looks like a strong play to be in the exacta there. And then, of course, the favorite has not been out of the money at all this year. 5 races, 2 wins, 1 second, and 2/3. Post-time favorites in the Pacific Classic have done very well. As a matter of fact, they've won 8 of the last 15 editions of this race. Whopping 53% the post-time favorite has won, including 6 of the last 7 years. The post-time favorite was the winner. That is strong, 86%. So our top 3 favorites are no doubt are the ones that we're going to want to zero in on for the win selection. Favorites have only finished out of the money 3 times in the last 17 years. Only 3 times they finished out of the money. The average age of winners in the Pacific Classic is quite a spectrum here. There's been 2 3-year-old winners. There's been 5 4-year-old winners. And 8 5-year-old winners, along with just 2 6-year-old. So obviously, looking here, 5-year-olds have an edge, followed by the 4-year-olds this year. In this year's field, we have 1 6-year-old, and that's the 9-horse, Cupid's Claws. And we have, looks like 3 5-year-olds. Number 4, Royal Ship. And number 6, Magic on Tap. And Sheriff Brown is also a 5-year-old. Everyone else is a 4-year-old. There are no 3-year-olds in this year's field. So it certainly does look like a fairly closely matched field. Keep in mind, 13 of the last 21 years of the Pacific Classic, the winner won their previous race. They won their previous race. So in this year's field, we have 3 runners that won their last race. That's Tis Magician and Dr. Post for Pletcher and Express Train. In 6 of the last 21 years, the Pacific Classic winner finished second. So we got winners and second in their most previous race 19 out of 21 years, of the last 21 years. So those that ran second last out in this year's field is the 1-horse Tripoli and the 9-horse Cuban Claus. So there was only one winner in the last 21 years that finished off the board, out of the money, in the most previous race, and that was in 2012 with Dullahan. The only winner this year, well, we have two runners this year that finished out of the money in their last race, and that is the 6 Magic on Tap and the 8 Sheriff Brown. Looking at the favorites, this shows you the winners of the last 15 years, the winners here, and where the favorite finished in each year. So as you can see on red, the winner was the favorite in all those years. The years that the favorite did not win, they finished anywhere from 2nd to 7th. A lot of seconds. You got 1, 2, 3 seconds there, along with the third. So the favorites win a high percentage of the time in the Pacific Classic. Keep that in mind. These are the average payouts in the Pacific Classic over the last 15 years. The average $2 win was $13.40, with a low of $2.80 and a high of $50.80. Big time. That was the first time Richard's kid won in 2009 for Bob Baffert, and then he won back-to-back the following year. The average $2 exacta paid $112.19, with a low of $8.20 and a high of $4.22, and that was in Richard Kidd's first time winning it. The average $2 trifecta is paid $954, with a low of $24.80, a high of $5,000. And that $5,000 was not in Richard Kidd's year, 2009. It was actually in 2007 when Student Council won the race with the MIG up on board. The average $1 superfecta had paid $4,067, a low of $37.60 and a high of $18,000. And that was also in 2007 when Student Council won the race. So the payoffs aren't extraordinary, but you could take some shots here, especially in the superfecta, dollar superfecta averaging $4,000 over the last 15 years. We can play around with that. $2 trifecta just shy of $1,000. So if you're playing a dollar trifecta, you're looking at roughly $500. Yeah, we can take that. And here are those payouts for each of the years of the last 15 years, along with their averages, as you can take a look at these. And you can see the two lowest years was last year for the win payoff and in 2018. That was a maximum security last year, paying $2.80 for the win. In 2018, accelerate. Giving John Sadler a win there, paying $2.80. Breeders' Cup Challenge Race. It is a challenge race for the Classic Division, the $6 million Classic Division. The winner gets automatic entry into the race. The Breeders' Cup Championships will be held at Del Mar, November 5th and 6th. So the winner of this race in the Pacific Classic has experience over the same track where the Breeders' Cup's going to be held in November. So that definitely should be a big plus. Now, the only time the Breeders' Cup was held in California at Del Mar, collected one for Bob Baffert, Southern California based horse. But he did not run in the Pacific Classic that year. No, he did. He won the Pacific Classic in 2017. I'm sorry. Um, Pacific Classic winners in the Breeders' Cup Classic has only won once, and that was Accelerate for John Sadler in 2018, giving him his very first Breeders' Cup win. 4 times the winner has placed second in the Classic division. And 2 times the Pacific Classic winner was able to run third on Breeders' Cup Day in the Classic, with 1 winner filling out the Superfecta in 4th on Breeders' Cup Day. That was actually the crazy year in 2014. Shared Belief ended up 4th with that craziness at the start of the race. So the winner of the Pacific Classic doesn't do all that well on Breeders' Cup Day in the Classic division. Breeders' Cup countdown is on to the 2021 Breeders' Cup, and it's going to be here before you know it. We're 70-some days out from it right now. Our Breeders' Cup winning profiles that we produced for each of the 14 divisions give you the factors that have been critical over the years, the history of the Breeders' Cup, to be able to win that particular division. The Breeders' Cup races aren't what they seem to be at first glance. There's more to them. And that's where we've delved into the history to identify those factors that are most commonly found in the winners of those divisions. Once you know this type of information, you'll be able to zero in on the runners that have the best chance of winning their division or being in the money. You'll know which races the favorites win most often and which races you want to stay away from the favorites on Breeders' Cup Day. That is key and can be critical in structuring your tickets in your rolling pick 3s, the multi-race ragers, the pick 4s, the pick 5s, and even the pick 6s. So you'll have a better feel for which divisions favorites win more often than not, and which divisions long shots come in more often than not. So you can spread out a little bit further in your trifectas and superfectas, and that's where we really get the big payouts on Breeders' Cup weekend. You'll know which of those divisions the long shots win more often than not, and we all want to know that information so we can cash in on those big tickets. You'll know in each of the divisions, you'll know which prep races and BC Challenge races, when in your in races, produce the most winners in each of the 14 divisions. So there's prep races and challenge races that tend to produce the most winners and finishers in your trifecta and exactas. You need to know that to be able to be successful in Breeders' Cup weekend. You'll also know in each division what the average payoffs have been over the last 10 to 15 years for the win, the exacta, trifecta, superfecta in each of those divisions. So you'll know which divisions do you want to play, focus your dollars, your wagering dollars on superfectas and trifectas, and which ones you just want to wager on the win and the exactas in those divisions. Can be very critical in your success on Breeders' Cup weekend. And that's defined in our Breeders' Cup winning profiles. The Breeders' Cup races are always producing big payouts, and you want to be able to give yourself the best chance of cashing in on those big payoffs. And you can do that by signing up for our 2021 edition of the Breeders' Cup winning profiles. It really is the secrets to picking winners on Breeders' Cup Day. You can sign up for it now at our website in heretheykome.com for the 2021 edition. You can go out there now and do that. You can also, when you go out there, you'll see the results of our picks. We also provide picks as well for the Breeders' Cup races. And you'll be able to see the results of our Breeders' Cup picks over the last 10, 12 years. We leave them up on the website. We don't take them down. They're there for you to review. And so we're looking forward. There's a second Winning Your In race Saturday at Del Mar as well, and that is the Del Mar Handicap, the grade 2 on the turf at 1 3/8 miles. And we'll put up another little short, quick video here on some of the trends of winners in that race. One of the big trends is trainer Phil D'Amato. He's won he's won 6 out of the last 7 years of the Del Mar Handicap. So we're going to look for D'Amato in this race again this year. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some tips here.